Really what was a very hard-fought game versus a terrific opponent, and we have a lot of respect for UCLA, the quality of their team, the quality of their coaching, and the quality of their talent. And certainly it was going to take a terrific effort from our club to win. And I thought we did a lot of things to give us a chance throughout the game. But against the best, you have to be a little better than we were tonight. And but we got to credit their team too. They got a great club.
We'll open up to questions. Start with one from Jim McGill.
Coach, it looked like you played your typical game plan, holding UCLA 22 points under their season average with some solid defense. But it looks like a lot of the starting rotation outside of Andre really had trouble scoring. I think 3 of the guys went 6 for 31 on the game. What do you do to mix things up when you're not able to get a wide range of scoring and it's really centered on 1 or 2 guys?
Well, if you do your research, you'll find that last year UCLA was great on the defensive end, and it's one of the things that propelled them to become a winning team, and then they caught momentum and got to the Final Four. They've been great defensively under Coach Cronin. And so they've remembered how to defend, and they're really good at it. And so we have to credit their defense. I felt like Andre got a lot of open looks because their defensive scheme was really geared to make sure that Grant didn't get open looks. And certainly we need some more balance. But you have to credit a great defensive team when they give the effort that they gave. But certainly it allowed Andre to have some really, really good looks. We didn't get to the free throw line as much as we'd hoped. And the free throw difference was a big factor, because we've got to get there some and get some easy ones. But, tough shooting night for some guys, and we'll have to keep grinding to get better.
Thanks.
Question from Steve Croner.
Hey, Mark, I asked this to Jordan and to Andre. You played not only 2 of the best teams in the conference, but 2 of the best teams in the country past 2 games. What have you learned positive about your team in the last 2 games? And what's 1 or 2 things you realize now even more so that you have to improve?
Well, I'm not sure that we learned a lot that we didn't already know about our team. We felt like our team was improved. We feel like our team is good defensively. We feel like that we have a more balanced offensive team this year, and we're a better basketball team. But to beat the best teams, not only in the conference but in the country, you have to be really, really. You can't play perfect, and nor can you expect that, because there's going to be mistakes in every game. But I think the thing that as we continue to build is that you have to learn how your team can win, and you have to learn how your team can beat a certain level of team. To beat the best teams, you have to learn how to do that also. And when you understand the consequences of little things, you realize there's no such thing as little things. And we could probably point to 4 or 5 small little mistakes in the game that end up being the difference in the game. And so just being a little bit more consistent across the board, I think would help get us over the hump. But there's no shame in laying it out there against the best teams and falling short. Doesn't mean that you're a failure. We failed today. But these kids, they competed in a way that I was really pleased with.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit before, but what do you think had the bigger impact, the fact that you didn't get to the foul line until the final 3 minutes, or your 3-point shooting?
Oh, 1,000% the free throw line. I mean, the 3-pointer, I mean, they only made 4 threes, and we made a mistake late to get there. They weren't making threes either, okay? So what they go, 4 for 18 from 3? They shot 22% from the 3-point line, so they didn't shoot a lot better than we did, but we didn't shoot it well for sure. The free throw line is something we have to have, and we didn't get there, and that helps you keep putting tallying a couple on the board, and keeps you from droughts. And tonight it took a long time to get to the line.
What was your general assessment of how you guys played tonight?
I thought we played really hard. Showed a lot of effort, showed a lot of heart. But it also exposed some things that we need to be better at, going forward to, help us win big games like this one.
What do you think specifically it exposed?
We turned the ball over too much. It's been something that's been kind of lingering all season. If we had just, a few more possessions, we would have been able to maybe score on some of those, maybe get some more shots on the rim.
Yeah, Jordan, what have you learned in the last 2 games positive about your club, and a couple of things on which you have to work to play with the top teams, not only in the conference, but in the country?
I learned that we're capable. We're capable of, hanging with anybody. These 2 teams are, they rank for a reason. They're really good, and, we're hanging around with both of them. So, it's definitely showed me, that, we can compete. When we're right, we're doing everything that we're supposed to do. We can compete and we can win these. Negative side, like I said, just got to stop turning the ball over. Our defense has to be a little bit better, but those are only 2 things really.
Yeah, I was not here on Thursday night, but saw a lot of the game. Sometimes, you can lose a game and still play certainly hard and for the most part fairly well. Is that a fair assessment, that you certainly played hard the last 2 nights, or the last 2 games anyway, and didn't necessarily play too badly? You just got beaten by 2 really good teams.
Yeah, for sure. We played really hard both games, and there's more games lost that are won. So when it comes to that, we just have to be better and get ready for the next one.
Andre, I asked the same question to Jordan a minute or 2 ago. After playing these 2 of the best teams in not only in the conference but in the country, what have you learned positive about your club, and what do you learn that you guys need to improve?
Kind of what to echo on what Jeff said. I think that we can play with anybody. We're right there with these teams. So that's the positive thing we can take away from. And I think the other thing that we can take away from is that we just need to be a little smarter. There's 1 or 2 plays, a couple of plays that if we just clean up, we're right there in the end. Just improve our defense a little bit, taking care of the ball. Because, these teams make you pay when you turn it over. So if we're just able to do those things, then we'll be good.
What's, besides not turning it over, what's maybe one other thing that you guys can do to get you over the hump against the teams, again, that are not only at the top of the conference, but really at the top of the rankings in the nation?
I'll just limit second chance opportunities. I think if we force them to miss, rebound it, no give them any second opportunity to score, then when we take care of the ball, those 2 things will put us right there.
Andre, you had a really nice game tonight, going 11 for 14. What does the team do to get the other guys going? It was a really rough night for the rest of the starting unit. I think 3 went 6 for 31 on the night. Is it an issue where you change something up on the offensive game, or everybody just keeps doing what they normally do?
That's a great defensive team. I think it's just a credit to UCLA more so than anything within ourselves. And, Grant had a great game against them last year. I think they definitely remembered that. So I think those things were kind of what allowed me, Grant did a great job last year, which opened it up for me a little bit. But UCLA, they're a good team. That's a hard team to play against. Final Four team last year, and it's a lot of the same people. So they're a good team.